Sziasztok! Üdv újra itt a TheFaceOut csatornán. Én Gergő vagyok, és kis kihagyás után feltámadva a hamvaimból újra tudom folytatni a Hogwarts Legacy-t. Lehet, egy kicsit már elszoktam tőle, úgyhogy megpróbálom összeszedni magam. A hangomért még mindig egy kis elnézést kérek, nem éppen a legszebb, de megpróbálok egy kicsit sejmesebben beszélni, mint ahogy tudok. Ugye legutóbb sikerült végigvinnünk a sztorit, úgyhogy most már csak a megmaradt mellékküldetéseket akarom befejezni. Egy kicsit hosszabbat tervezek mára, úgyhogy mindent be tudjuk fejezni. Legalábbis a főbb mellékküldetéseket. Még az átkokat meg akarom szerezni, úgyhogy azt mindenképpen bele akarom tenni. Aztán meglátjuk, hogy fut ki az egész. De még van bőven, ha jól emlékszem. Aha. Nem is kevés. Hát akkor így elkezdem szépen sorban, aztán majd lesz, ami lesz. Nem is tudjuk. Ja igen, és még itt van az évzáró vizsga is. Tehát még az sincs kész. Mert szépen azt is beleszuszakolom valahova. Szépen így kezdjük el. Nem ártana egy kis poti se. Meg most gondoltam rá, úgyhogy... Aha. Tele vagyok megint, mint a déli busz. Szépen el is ugrok. Leadok mindent, eladok. Mi mással kezdeném? Craftoljunk potikat. Jó, megérett minden állat, növény.
I don't have anything for this at the moment.
Nincs gír se. Lábas. Maximum potion, hát ez nem rossz. Upgrade-elni nem is nagyon upgrade-eltünk, de igazából nincs is annyira szükség rá. Ezt vettem észre. Azt szerintem egy ilyen 12 elég is lesz. Na nézzük. Most nincs is nagyon jobb cucc, ha jól emlékszem. Ó, de ez. Akkor irány Hogsmeade.
Does it get any more cozy than Hogsmeade?
You're back. Nice to see you again.
Még jó lesz, hogy ült minden szar.
Thanks for stopping by. Hope to see you again.
Köszi. Itt már nem... Aha, itt már nem maradt küldetés, jó. Akkor vissza Sebastianhoz. Még lesz, ez lesz az. De most jöttem rá, hogy azokat a molyos challenge-eket nem is nagyon csináltam meg. Úgyhogy lehet, hogyha útközben találkozom egy párral, akkor azokat is elkezdem.
Revelio.
Na, mit találtál, főnök?
What I've learned.
What did you discover in the spellbook we found in the scriptorium?
Salazar Slytherin's spellbook was a little difficult to interpret, but fascinating. Evidently, he encouraged teaching dark magic at Hogwarts. Neither the Imperious Curse nor the Killing Curse was unforgivable during his time. He believed students should be prepared to use dark magic when necessary, not to fear it. That's why we had to use Crucio to gain access to the scriptorium. He didn't want his knowledge shared with anyone who was afraid of the power of dark magic.
Ó. Ezért használtuk a Cruciót. Kiderült, hogy az egyik tanár régen engedélyezte. És hát akarta
It
engedélyeztetni.
was hard to do, but casting Crucio was our only option.
And I'm glad we did it, because in the spellbook I also found something else. References to a lost relic, which, from what I can tell, grants the holder the power to reverse dark magic curses.
And you think this relic might be able to save Anne?
Precisely. I plan to search for this relic, but I don't think we should tell anyone. Especially Ominous. He wouldn't understand.
We need to tell him. He's the reason we found the book, and he deserves to know what you've learned.
You've seen how he frets about the dark arts. I promise I'll tell him when I found the relic. When I know more, I shall send an owl. And don't feel sorry for Ominous. Keeping this to ourselves for now is for his own good.
I'll decide what's for my own good.
Ajaj.
Ominous, we were just about to get some air. Care to join?
You're a liar, Sebastian. I heard everything. You swore you'd never engage in anything to do with dark magic again.
No, I didn't. I said I understood you wanting that. I'd never swear to give up on finding a cure for Anne.
You don't know when to stop, do you?
I know when not to stop. Leave this alone, Ominous. I'll be on my way.
Na már egyből van.
I'm
Összetűzés.
not letting this go.
Ominous, Sebastian meant well.
I appreciate you telling Sebastian not to keep this from me, but going after that relic is not a good idea. Sebastian doesn't even realize it, but he's as irresponsible and reckless now as his parents were years ago. It's why they died.
I knew his parents died, but I never heard what happened.
Mr. and Mrs. Sallow were professors. Spent nearly every waking moment in the cellar library. Noses buried in books. Anne and Sebastian were upstairs when it happened. They heard a sudden crash and ran downstairs, but it was too late. Their parents had crumpled to the floor. A defect with the lamp in the cellar caused the room to fill with an undetectable toxin. Sebastian and Anne were helpless. They had no magic yet.
What a horrible story.
It is. That's why I can't understand Sebastian's recklessness. I've practically lost Anne. I cannot lose Sebastian too. Please avoid anything to do with that spellbook.
Those references in the book seem promising.
Everything to do with Salazar Slytherin seems promising until it's too late. I hope Sebastian pursues this no further, but if you think he might, please let me know. It would mean a lot.
Ja, nagyon kíváncsi leszek, hogy ez mire fog kifutni. Hogy tényleg katasztrófa lesz-e belőle. De ennen tényleg segíteni kéne valahogy. Nem tudom, hogy tudjuk kihozni, de próbáljuk meg a legjobban. Jó van, a talárfizika ez mindig egy kicsit furcsa. Hiába jött ki a patch. Nattivel is beszélünk. Erre van. Van.
Not a day goes by.
Are you ready to put an end to Harlow?
Anne is getting worse. If there is any chance that the relic from Slytherin's spellbook can help her, I must find it. I'm requesting your help. Meet me outside of Feldcroft, near the catacomb.
I'm ready to do what's needed to take Harlow down. I know you have a plan.
We must gather information from the friends of Mr. Bickle that Archie and Mrs. Bickle mentioned. Agabus Filbert, Otto Dibble, and Mr. and Mrs. Rabe.
All right.
I suggest that you speak with each of them while I head to the Hogshead. I saw some Ashwinders heading there. And as my mother would never go near the Hogshead, she is less likely to learn of my activities than if I were to wander the village questioning its residents.
Na jó, akkor
Very
beszélünk
well.
mindenkivel.
I'll speak with them, see what I can
Tanulunk
learn.
meg.
I knew I could rely on you. We need to know how they are being blackmailed by Harlow. Meet me here after you have spoken with them. Hopefully, by the time you return, I will be able to move a bit more freely.
Megzsarolta őket Harlow. Hát kiderül, hogy Mr. Bickle hogy halt meg. Vagy miért kellett meghalnia. Fönt lesz?
Mrs. Rabe should be nearby.
Ja.
Oh, Isco, what have I done?
Mrs. Rabe, I wondered if I might speak with you about Theophilus Harlow. I'm a friend of the Bickles and am trying to gather evidence against him.
Poor Joanna and little Archie. And now Harlow has taken my darling Isco.
What do you mean? Why?
I'm a security guard at Gringotts, and my husband is a curse breaker for them. Harlow approached me about helping him extort my colleagues into giving him treasures from the vaults.
And you declined?
Of course I declined. Repeatedly. I thought they'd given up, until I came home one night and found my husband gone, and a note affixed to my door with a knife. The note stated that I only had a few days to reconsider helping with some banking needs, and that my husband would appreciate it if I acted quickly. But the help Harlow wants is help that I cannot give, and my dearest Isco is paying the price.
Na tessék, az ő férjét is elvitték.
Why wouldn't Harlow extort your husband?
Isco's job is even more removed from the vaults than mine. He travels the world for the bank. He could do nothing for Harlow. I'm the one in the bank on a daily basis, which evidently makes me an enticing target for blackmail.
Have you helped Harlow since your husband was taken?
No, I'm worried sick about Isco, but he'd never want me to compromise my integrity. I also know that he's extremely clever. That said, I was hoping he would have escaped by now. It makes me concerned as to why he hasn't.
Hollywoodú.
Are you sure the note means that your husband was kidnapped?
What else could it possibly mean? Besides, I came home to find that someone had trampled the daisies in our garden. It may sound silly, but those were Isco's pride and joy. He would never have let that happen.
Thank you, Mrs. Rabe. Knowing the lengths that Harlow will go to is helpful, albeit more than disturbing.
Mr. Bickle was trying to help us, but now he's gone. I don't know what to do.
I shall do all I can to get evidence against Harlow, Mrs. Rabe.
Very well. Here's the note I received. You must be careful as well. Please don't put yourself in danger.
Some evidence worth hanging on to.
Thank you. I hope it's not too late.
Now, to find Mr. Bickle's other two friends.
Mindenki zsarolnak össze-vissza.
Otto Dibble works at Gladrags. I should check there.
Please tell me you didn't take it, but perhaps it...
Mr. Dibble, may I speak with you? It's about Theophilus Harlow.
I've nothing to say about him. May I interest you in a stunning cravat today?
Please, sir, I'd like to help. I spoke to Mrs. Bickle.
You know the Bickles? All right, but we must be discreet. Can't have Mr. Hill hearing this.
I know Mr. Hill. He was kind to me the day of the troll attack.
Oh, he's a good man, but even he wouldn't understand about Harlow. It started a few weeks ago. I was distracted, reading a note, when you-know-who came into the shop. I hid the note behind the counter and offered to help him. He stared at me for a moment, then asked me to check on an order he'd placed. I went into the storeroom to check on what turned out to be a non-existent order. When I returned, he was holding the note.
What was in the note?
It was a note from Rosie Hill, Mr. Hill's daughter. You see, we've been, well, secretly engaged these past 6 months. We haven't told Mr. Hill yet. I dare say he has higher hopes for her. Harlow advised me in no uncertain terms that my relationship with Rosie, not to mention my employment here, depended upon my cooperation.
What does he ask you to do?
It all happened so quickly. In an instant, he took a very expensive scarf from the counter, pocketed it, and smiled. He said, "Your secret is safe as long as I can supply my lady friend with delightful items like this every so often." I've been able to cover for his requests until now with some creative bookkeeping, but I can't keep it up for much longer. I'm terrified to say anything. I could never live without Rosie.
Megvan, hogy mindenkit hogy zsarol.
Could you give me a bit more detail about the note? That might help me to identify it should I come across it.
It's on Rosie's special pink stationery. It has her monogram at the top, RH. That's how Mr. Hill would know it was real.
What have you been doing to keep the extortion a secret?
Well, as I mentioned, creative bookkeeping. And I've also been trying to cover the costs with my own savings, but I'm running out of money. Of course, none of this bodes well for my efforts to improve my circumstances and be worthy of Rosie.
I met Mr. Hill the day of the troll attack. He was kind to me. Why don't you just tell him?
He's a lovely man, but when it comes to Rosie, I fear he loses all perspective. He'd see this as a grave betrayal. I'd lose my job instantly, and Rosie as well.
Thank you for telling me. I'm gathering evidence to take Harlow down.
I would love nothing more than to see him rotting in Azkaban, but be careful. He's an awful man and incredibly dangerous. As for Rosie's letter, should you happen upon it, I have committed it to memory. You may destroy it immediately.
Understood.
Now hurry off before Mr. Hill returns.
Szép dolog a szerelem, mindaddig, amíg tönkre nem tesz.
Now to find the last of Mr. Bickle's friends.
És még van Agabus Filbert.
Agabus Filbert must be around here somewhere.
Hello there.
Ő az? Mi van a kezével?
Excuse me, Mr. Filbert. I wondered if I might speak with you about your dealings with Theophilus Harlow. I hope to ease Mrs. Bickle's mind by gathering evidence against him.
Tragic, what happened to Bickle. He wanted me to speak out against Harlow for an act of violence committed against me. But I feared Harlow's retaliation, and so I refused.
You may have shared Mr. Bickle's fate if you had spoken out against Harlow as he requested.
Unfortunately, I suspect you're right.
You said that Harlow committed an act of violence against you. Could you tell me what happened?
Before my extraordinary wife, Dulcibella, passed away, she had just completed a small book of poetry. As a surprise for her birthday, one she never had the chance to celebrate, I had the book beautifully bound and plated in gold. One day, Harlow came calling. To
Azt kell,
punish
hogy
me for having
beszarok,
spoken
tehát,
out against the Neanderthals
hogy nem
that
haltak
comprised
még ki a
Hogwarts lot.
varázslók? Minden emberrel, akivel beszélek, ott vagy meghalt a feleség, vagy a férj, vagy mindkét szülő, és csak a gyerek maradt, már rég ki kellett volna halni.
Lying there in my entranceway as he walked away with the book, laughing as he went. I was shaken to my core. Still am, to be honest.
I imagine you fear Harlow retaliating again, but do you mind if I share this information with Officer Singer?
I suppose I have no choice. This extortion can't go on forever. You can pass it on to anyone who may be willing to help. Harlow does not like people talking, as you already know.
I've spoken with Mr. Bickle's friends. Now to find Natty.
Muggles have made life hard for us.
It's not like Natty to be late. She said she was going to the Hog's Head. Perhaps I'll find her there.
Those that go to Azkaban never. If only I could invent work hard and
Natty must be around here somewhere. Natty's wand. She can cast without it. She wanted me to find this. She's in trouble. Revelio will show me where she was taken. Revelio.
Nosy little students get what's coming to them.
Revelio.
My plan is to have enough gas.
Natty must have been taken this way. I need to find... The footprints led to this room. There must be another way forward. Accio!
Másikat is.
A hidden door.
És akkor most meg lehet keresni a többi ízét. Cuccot is. Ugye Agabusznak a verses könyvét.
I need to find her quickly.
Meg Ottónak a szerelmes levelét. Ez jó nagy pince.
Revelio.
Így megvan izé. Bűbájolva. Lássuk, hogy mi történik. Cseles, cseles.
Revelio.
Új.
Revelio. Terrificus totalis.
Girl's been nothing but trouble. About time we locked her up.
Szépen megritkítom a soraikat.
Revelio.
Legalább, hogyha harcra kerül a sor, akkor ne kelljen annyit.
Be on the lookout for the girl's friend. If they're daft enough to try to come through here.
A lamb afraid to face me?
Expulso!
So close. You don't want to try that again.
Gyere ki, gyere ki! Ojjaj, ojjaj.
What are you, die? I've seen more courage in a poor
Mivel is védekezek? Jó. Elfelejtettem.
You'll feel that tomorrow. If you last that long.
Hey, Leon. Might want to look up. You die for that.
Hoppá.
Expulso! Inspiration! Descendo! Expulso! Expulso!
Confringo! Levioso!
Expulso! Death from above!
Expelliarmus! Revelio!
Hát majdnem meg is sikerült halkan megcsinálni.
He'll be thrilled to have this back.
Ó, megvan a verses kötött, jó van.
Revelio!
Az beszorult.
Accio!
Az be.
Revelio!
We should speak to her again. Perhaps she'll tell us where we can find that.
Glacier! Defendo!
Tell me to say nothing. Boss will deal with her when he arrives.
Expulso!
Incendio!
Expulso!
Trigo! Expelliarmus!
You're going to expulso! Expulso!
Expelliarmus!
Barely felt back.
Quite conductive, aren't we? You've made a grave mistake.
Expelliarmus! Confringo! Bombarda! Revelio!
Bár ezért ládát elhagytam, úgyhogy azért össze is ugrok. Hát ha valamelyikben benne van a szerelmes levél is. Erre lehet felmenni, jó. Aha, megvan a levél is.
Otto Dibble's love letter from Rosie. He wanted me to destroy this if I found it. Natty must be here somewhere.
You found us.
Revelio.
I knew you would realize I had left my wand for you. Speak to
Aloha
Mr.
Mora.
Rabe. He will tell you what to do.
Itt van Rabe is.
Mr. Rabe, Daisy told me you'd been abducted.
You spoke with my wife. How is she?
Worried about you. Are you all right?
I am all right. Thank you for coming. These locks are cursed, and there's an anti-apparition jinx on the cells. Even Natty's skill with wandless magic cannot free us. I need you to find my wand.
Mr. Rabe, I found your wand.
Meg is van.
Well done. I knew it was nearby. Now, you best stand back. One never knows how a curse will react to being broken.
Azt hittem nagyobbat fog szólni. Na jó van. Nem maradt itt valami kilutolható patkony.
Revelio.
Thank you, Mr. Isco.
My pleasure. And thank you, my friend. We owe our lives to your bravery. I may be too weak to disapparate with you both, but I can try.
You go ahead. Find Officer Singer. We will get out of here on our own.
Very well. But be careful. Thank you, my young friends.
Be prepared for a fight. These Ashwinders must pay.
Jó, remélem nem kell harcolni. Most harcoltam.
Revelio.
Maradt még egy láda. Ez berobbantsam? Nézzük meg, hogy ez mit csinál. Most totál beragadt. Oh. Nem tudok bemenni. Jaj. Azaz. Megérte. Na, Neti, bazzeg. Ne szopas. Már kell. Igen.
Let's find Officer Singer and put an end to Harlow once and for all.
Gondolom Harlowval is meg kell küzdenünk.
Natsai Onai. I should have known. And you, the troll dispatcher. Oh, thank goodness the two of you are safe. Isco Rabe told me a couple of students had rescued him. Should have known it was you two.
Is Mr. Rabe all right?
He is. I sent him home to his wife. Miss Onai, your mother will not be pleased to learn that you're still risking your safety pursuing these dangerous men.
Actually, Officer Singer, Natty and I learned of several Hogsmeade residents who've had their lives threatened by the Ashwinders. In addition to abducting Mr. Rabe to blackmail his wife and Natty, they've also extorted Agabus Filbert and Otto Dibble.
I will look into all of that. As for the two of you, I appreciate what you're trying to do, but you are taking great risk. Next time, please let the authorities handle the Ashwinders.
Yes, officer. Do you have enough evidence to take down Harlow and the rest of Rookwood's lot?
Well, it's certainly a good start. We shall see. But you can leave this to me now. Natsai, you may wish to speak with your mother about this before I do.
My mother will not like this. Thank you again for rescuing me. We shall speak soon.
Na. Ez is megvan. Jó, akkor a Sebastianos küldiket kell végigvinni, és utána lesznek meg, úgy néz ki a körszak azon a vonalon. Meg lehet, úgyhogy folytatom is azzal. Ez a legközelebbi. Néz ki.
It's like a place right out of a storybook.
The Ashwinders have ceased pestering me. I suspect that's your doing. Thank you from me and Rosie both. We're just leaving for our honeymoon. after we tell Mr. Hill of our recent marriage. Wish me luck.
Ó, már össze is házasodtak? Gyors volt. Ó, egy ládika.
Fine now, demiguise.
Ó, demiguise is van.
Aloha, Mora.
Hehe.
Revelio.
Még elég messze vagyunk a 3-as szintű Alahomórától, ha jól emlékszem. Én megnézem, hogy annyi hollacska van. 3, még 10 kéne. Ez kellemetlen. No de. Seprőre fel.
What do you have in store for me this time?
Hát ezt is meg kéne csinálni.
Revelio. Lumos.
I wonder if I'm safe to explore in there.
Revelio.
Nem ezeket kell. Na, ez is ilyen zöldséges. Ez mit csinál?
Revelio.
Nem,
Expelliarmus.
nem.
Bombarda. Confringo.
Ó, bombárdás. Mint akkor jó sokat kihagytam így. Mint ha azt is próbáltam volna. Na mindegy.
Confringo. Places. Defendo. Protego. Stupefy. Descendo. Places. Defendo. Bombarda. Revelio.
Megvan egy. Mit keresett egy Inferius?
Confringo. Bombarda.
Á, ott van.
Confringo.
De basszus, a Confringo is szétviszi. Most mi van?
Bombarda.
Not so tricky after all, Merlin.
Csak meg lett.
Looks rather dark in there.
You're here. Good.
Sebastian, that relic you mentioned?
I believe one of Slytherin's students stumbled upon the relic during an assignment to study sarcophagi in this catacomb. From what I read in a report by the student, they weren't permitted to take it with them, so I must assume it's still here. As I mentioned earlier, this relic grants its holder the power to reverse dark magic curses. If it's in this catacomb, I have to find it. For Anne. I need to see her.
I'd be interested to know what else the student discovered.
Have a look. Unfortunately, there's no name on it, but I suspect if it was important enough for Slytherin to stash in his spellbook, it's worthy of further study.
I'm ready to explore the catacomb. Perhaps we can visit Anne when we've finished.
Perfect. By the way, Ominous has been asking about you. You didn't tell him what we were doing, did you?
I didn't. I promise.
Good. Ominous would be livid if he knew what we were about to do. I'll be interested to compare what lies inside to what I've read about this catacomb. I'm sure that foul smell is the scent of success. Try not to lose your nerve just yet.
Igen. Az a bőz, az a siker illata. Pont úgy néz ki.
Bombarda. Protego. Confringo.
At least now we know we're not alone in here.
Perhaps that was it. And the rest of the tomb will be insect-free.
Accio! Yeah, spiders aren't insects.
Don't start. We're here for a reason. I'd say opening them all is justified.
Revelio.
Nincs több.
Accio. Wingardium
It's really
Leviosa.
taller than it looks. Finding a chest in an inconspicuous loft.
Revelio.
Mennyi csecsebecse.
Defender. Glacius. Protego. Confringo. Bombarda.
We've rid the world of another spider. I shall see.
Confringo.
Szépen végig, jó van.
Accio. Revelio.
Ezt be lehet verni. Be. Jó.
Revelio.
Watch your step.
Nem.
Slip there.
Nem. Nem, oda még nem. Vagy oda kéne? Hülye pókok.
Glacius. Defender. Glacius. Defender. Protego.
Glacier, Defender. Stupefy. Descendo.
All this grass. It no longer feels like a tomb. I've read about catacombs that underwent expansion efforts and ran into problems.
Revelio.
Often cave-ins.
And then were abandoned.
Exactly. We'll be fine, though.
Confringo.
A hű, de erős cuccokat már nem nagyon kapok.
Now, this is the sort of great room I want to be buried in.
Surrounded by grandeur.
Grandeur and then some. Even an altar with a pile of bones. Lovely.
Bones outside a sarcophagus. Seems odd.
Accio. Revelio.
Ne építeni valamit? Menjek ide.
Accio. Levioso. Accio. Wingardium Leviosa.
There's something here by the altar.
What did you find?
Looks like part of a student's diary. It mentions plans to return for the relic and conjuring barricades using bones.
Of course. The student's summary referenced a space beyond the Great Room, which means this can't be a dead end. Let's divide and conquer. You work on sorting out the bone barricades, I'll look around and see what we missed. Hold on to that diary entry. There may be more to it.
It does mention something else. It says their next assignment was learning the Imperius Curse.
Really? Interesting. We need to focus on moving beyond this room. But let me think for a moment.
Do you think the pages were left here on purpose?
Slytherin mentioned a student who excelled in charms and always carried a satchel stuffed full of notes. They might have been left on purpose, or the student may have simply dropped them.
Of course. I'll start to search for those barricades.
Brilliant. There's more to this than even I
Na,
imagined.
csontbarikádokat kell
Bones stacked oddly on
keresni.
either side of the
Oda
zarge.
kéne?
Leave no stone unturned. Or in this case, no
Csak
bone.
simán szétrobbantani.
Repulso. Bombarda. Confringo.
Nem. Akkor oda kéne építeni.
Bombarda.
We're in a tomb. I assume eerie sounds come with the territory.
Aha.
Accio. Revelio.
Mögött nincs semmi.
Accio. Wingardium Leviosa. Accio. Wingardium Leviosa. Accio. Wingardium Leviosa.
Három elég lesz. Elég
You've
lesz.
done it. I knew we'd get through. I felt it in my bones.
Nice.
Hehe.
Revelio.
Before we trudge on further, I've just realized something. The student's diary mentions the Imperius Curse. I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to need it here. It's an unforgivable, but useful when you're outnumbered. Places the victim completely under the caster's control. So, if you'd like to learn Imperio, I can teach you.
Where did you learn the Imperius Curse?
I taught myself. Don't tell Ominous that I've told you. It's not exactly something I can brag about, but it may come in handy. I think you ought to know it.
Shouldn't I know more about what the curse entails?
Remember the blasting curse? Same idea, except when it comes to unforgivable curses, your intention has to be clear. You have to mean it.
It's probably wise to know the spell.
I couldn't agree more. A spell that could save your life shouldn't be unforgivable. You have a lot at stake. You have an ability that evidently no one's seen for centuries. Focus your wand movement. It's not an easy spell to master. Here we go.
No,
Something
nyílnek
troubling
az
ahead.
átkok.
Be on your guard.
Revelio. Confringo. Glacius. Glacius. Window. Confringo. Sendo. Protego. Glacius. Defender. Confring. Bombada. Bombarda. Confringo. Protego. Confringo. Bombarda.
Never knew spiders could make such a mess.
Bit dramatic, isn't it? Revelio. Confringo.
Elfogyatnának már ezek a pókok. Jó, azt nem. Ezt fel lehet gyújtani, vagy nem? Fel, csak nem ott.
Revelio. Confringo. Accio. Revelio. Compulso.
Ja, bocsánat.
Another barricade. Considering how well you did on the last one, this should be a cinch.
How gracious of you. Accio!
I try. That worked. Keep going.
Ah,
Revelio.
nézzük. Sikerült pont ezt az egyet kinyitni, ami mert semmi se volt. Jó van, szép munka. Akkor nézzük ezt. Ott lesz egy láda. Kell nekünk ez a gyerek. Így. Következő az a Tetris meg a kerek.
Wingardium Leviosa. Accio. Wingardium Leviosa. Accio.
És maradt ez.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Na, tegyed le.
You are head and shoulders above these bones. Nicely done.
Confringo.
Ja,
Revelio.
ez beomlott, erre nem lehet.
I see why Slytherin's student was so entranced with this place.
Jaj, már motoszkálnak. A rohadt pókok.
Bombarda. Blaze. Defender.
Ugh.
Imperial. Confringo. Bombarda. Stupid. Bombarda. Potato. Stupid. Stupid. For a moment there, I thought that'd never end.
Dead end. Lovely. All that for nothing.
Hold on. Don't give up yet.
Nyugi már.
Accio.
Tuti lesz itt valami.
Revelio.
Csak hol?
Sebastian, the relic. Look.
Could it be?
The note and rendition of the relic. It matches. This must be where the student left the relic.
I can't believe it. After all this, it lines up. We've really found it.
What do you suppose is meant by the dark sacrifice required to realize the relic's potential?
I have no idea. But we're here for the relic.
The note advises to leave the relic alone.
I assure you, we were meant to find this. For Anne's sake, I'm taking it. Let's get to Feldcroft. I must keep this relic secret, especially from my uncle.
Ebből baj lesz. A sötét áldozatot az annyira nem hangzott jól.
Ominous. The sounds we kept hearing. It was you.
You gave me no choice. I had to follow you. Sebastian, please, leave the relic alone. We can find another way to help Anne.
I'm sorry, Ominous, but I'm taking it.
No, you're not. If you won't put it back, then I will.
Hold on, both of you. Sebastian, please, take a step back.
Fine, but Ominous knows I won't step back from a fight.
Can't believe this.
Mi van? Harcolni akarnak?
How much did you hear?
Everything. I was glad to hear you tell Sebastian to leave the relic. We need to stand together. Convince Sebastian this is wrong.
And if nothing will change his mind?
Something has to. I need your help.
You're right. This seems far riskier than Sebastian realizes.
Good. We're agreed. We don't allow him to leave here with the relic.
I do think we should talk to him, but I fear we won't stop him from taking the relic.
What are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting we negotiate. We allow Sebastian to leave with the relic under one condition. After this, no more.
I feel that's what we agreed to in the scriptorium. I'm being taken for a fool.
You're not, Ominous. This may be the only way to keep your friendship intact. Let's trust him to know what's best.
Fine. If I trust him on this, I'm trusting you too. The dark arts seem harmless until it's too late. Go then. Leave with the relic. I'll not say a word more. I hope I don't regret this.
Könnyen meggyőztük.
We're ready.
What is it? I haven't changed my mind.
Ominous has. Let's go.
What? Ominous?
I'll explain on the way. Come on.
Well, what happened back there?
Ominous and I found a compromise.
Ominous simply needs a moment with you and he'll change his mind. Is that it?
I told him we ought to give you this chance. That the relic is too important to ignore.
There has to be more to it than that. Tell me.
We agreed on what was needed, Sebastian. You have my word.
I never wanted to keep all this from Ominous. He just doesn't understand. And I didn't want to worry him all over again.
Revelio.
Túl könnyen jutottam ki. Csak nem lesz semmi gáz.
As we were leaving, Ominous wouldn't even acknowledge me. That's not like him.
He was troubled, Sebastian. Even though we agreed to it all, it's been a lot to take in.
I thought he understood. He knew we couldn't give up. All of this is too important. For Anne.
Mindjárt vissza kell menni Feldcroftba. Nem szoktam mindig repülni.
When we get to Feldcroft, I'd rather Anne not know what had to be done to get this relic.
Ja igen, már jön Sebastian is velünk. Muszáj lesz odafutnom.
Oh no, this isn't good.
Basszus, mi az a füst?
What is it?
Smoke, over there, by the hamlet. Feldcroft's in trouble. They're under attack.
Let's hurry.
Pity. I've been fighting since before you were born.
Na nézzük az Imperium.
We've got them. They'll retreat. We'll make them retreat.
Descendo. Accio. Protego. Descendo. Places. Defendo.
Cover up wide, coming back this way. No!
You'll not win here.
Descendo.
Be careful! Mine!
Ajaj.
Boy! What have you done?
Saved my sister.
With an unforgivable curse. From that damned book, no doubt. Your father would be ashamed. You've gone too far, Sebastian. Stay away from her. From all of us.
What did my uncle expect me to do? The Imperious curse saved Anne's life. That goblin was going to kill her.
You did what you had to do.
If I have to keep proving that to my uncle, I will. He cannot banish me from my own home. From my sister.
It might be best to let him calm down a while. May I speak to him? Perhaps I can help to ease the tension a bit.
You may be right. Very well. Probably best if I get away from here for a while. I'll head back to Hogwarts.
Egyre messzebb megy. Sebastian. Van egy olyan érzésem, hogy ennek nem lesz túl jó vége. Beszéljünk egyet Solomonnal, hát ha.
What was he thinking?
Pardon me, Mr. Sallow.
What Sebastian did was inexcusable. You cannot possibly be about to defend him.
Pedig de.
Sebastian and I have encountered Ranrock's loyalists before. That goblin would have killed Anne.
This family does not resort to using dark magic even against our enemies. What Sebastian did cannot be undone. That you are defending Sebastian's behavior at all tells me everything I need to know. You are as guilty as he is. Sebastian is to come nowhere near Feldcroft, nowhere near Anne. Unforgivable curses are so named for a reason. If I hear that either of you continues down this path, if either of you uses dark magic, I will notify the headmaster immediately. Why?
Hát ez nem jött össze.
You are the talk of the school since you saved Mr. Rabe and I from the Ashwinders. We have come so far. We should discuss the next steps in our plan to stop Harlow.